Guess what? It's Bum Slide Thursday. Bum sliding right down into Friday. We have enough snow to do that, don't we then?
I'm getting my winter tires on today.
Well, yeah.
Just in the nick of time.
Oh, I passed the
A
nick
little
of
past
time.
the nick.
Yeah, you missed the nick.
I missed the nick.
He's Nicklaus. I hate being Nicklaus. It hurts. It does. It hurts.
I hope I have the
we
date
got
right.
tons. We got tons. Jim was out there snow blowing last night.
Keith as well.
Like for an hour and a half.
I did laundry. He snowblowed.
I did vacuuming. He snowblowed.
I like our lives.
Yes, me too. Yeah. You go outside in the cold,
And
honey.
I also. Well, no, I was going to say I made dinner, but I only made dinner for myself.
What?
Well, he made his own pasta. What? It's okay. He's fine. Luann.
You made your own dinner. Did you not feel guilt at all that he was out there?
No, because I made a stew or something. Well, I didn't. I mean, heated something up. I kind of forget now. It was a long day. A lot happened.
Yeah. That's very nice.
He's fine.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I want to tell you about something.
Okay.
I want to tell you about something.
I want to tell yous.
This is my second day, I think, this week wearing purple. Because I believe purple is the color for violence against women, because it's the 16 days of activism, as you know, and we've been airing the Rose campaign for Women in Crisis. Plus, I've been featuring interviews. I have more tomorrow coming up about violence against women and gender-based violence.
Awesome.
And about how to report and what happens when you report. That's what we're covering. All this stuff. It's very interesting.
It's interesting because so many people are scared to. So we're hoping information about that will prompt people who need
because there's so many different
help.
ways that you can let people know if there's something going on in your life. And also tomorrow, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Zonta because they're doing something for gender-based violence, violence against women.
Strong women. I love that group.
So that's why if you notice I'm wearing purple, that is why.
You know what? Interestingly, the Supergirl actress, her name's Melissa Benoist.
Yes.
She went on Instagram and talked about how she suffered from domestic violence. And she said that it all started, she's 31, which is way older than I thought, Supergirl. She looks like she's 4. She said it started out with like manipulation and he got really jealous, and then she said it got to the point where she was pinned down, she was slapped repeatedly, punched so hard that she felt the wind go out of her. She was dragged by her hair. She was head-butted, pinched until the skin broke. She was slammed against the wall so hard that the drywall broke. So she said that on Instagram to kind of, purge and to help other women understand that there are things that can be done and there are steps that you can take. So much support for her. So many good responses from some, high-level actresses and other folks, other normal people, supporting her and saying, "Good for you. Got to be talked about."
I remember an analogy about abuse and about how, because some people might say, "Well, why?
Why do you stay there?"
Watch some of the interviews with Women in Crisis and with some of with victim services and stuff, and you'll hear about why. It's all mental.
So
it's all
complicated.
mental. Imagine this: somebody drops a feather on you. Just a feather. It's a feather, right? 2 feathers. 2 feathers. Feather, feather, feather. Eventually, you drop enough feathers on somebody, they can be buried. It can crush feather. Even though a feather is just a light little feather, enough feathers can crush so you can't breathe, will suffocate you, will kill you. You will.
Wow, isn't that
one feather at a time,
analogy?
and you think it's not important, and the next thing you know, this one feather at a time, and that's.
I love that. I mean, not that.
No, the analogy is very interesting. That you think a feather is harmless.
And what a great way to explain to us who have luckily not been victims to understand why people stay.
Also, because they're controlling, and that's
right.
These manipulators and these abusers, they know how to do it.
Yeah, they go slow.
Yeah, and they pick their partners.
Yes, they do. They know. It's like sexual predators as well, especially of young children. They sort of zero in on kids who are a little bit quiet, a little bit shy, who are vulnerable, and then they just start to pump them up.
There's a lot of awareness-raising campaigns going on right now. It's a busy time of the year. This last week of November is HIV and AIDS Awareness Week. So the folks at HARP, which is HIV and AIDS something program. Anyway, it's at that group health center. It's called HARP. A resource program. There you go. HIV and AIDS resource program. They are doing a thing called the Red Lock campaign. Have you heard the thing where you hang red scarves on trees and you can help yourself to a scarf?
Yeah.
Okay, this is awareness raising They're going to be hanging red locks in different locations around the city.
So like padlocks.
Batchewana First Nation, Algoma Public Health, Algoma U, Denison Queen Street, Group Health Center, Neighborhood Resource Center, Pita Pit, Sioux Area Hospital, Sioux College, Garden River. Anyway, and down the line, Algoma East and Algoma North.
Oh, awesome.
So if you see red locks hanging in trees, what you're supposed to do is help yourself to a lock. Take a picture for Instagram or Twitter or whatever of yourself taking the lock and tweet it to hashtag HIV awareness Algoma or tag at Harp Algoma, okay? And it's just about raising awareness about HIV and AIDS. December the 1st is World AIDS Day. Just so you know. The idea is we're unlocking love, hope, and acceptance. It's a community campaign because, as stated by Shauna Shipperbottom from HARP. She says, the theme for World AIDS Day 2019 is communities make the difference. Communities are a social support network that offers a sense of belonging. When you feel like you belong, you feel supported by others, valued, and more confident in yourself.
I love the unlock, the premise of
One of the greatest barriers to people being tested and getting treatment for HIV and AIDS is the stigma attached to it. So if we can just wipe out the stigma and people realize, and by the way, in case you're not in this century right now, in this decade, HIV is now completely treatable. It doesn't, you don't get rid of it, but you can, with medication and proper lifestyle, you can get your count to like 0 and basically be non-symptomatic. And non-transferable. Plus, there are also...
is that right? I didn't realize that it got
you can get to a level where you're not transferable, but if there's any fear or still of transferring, then there is PrEP, which is a drug for people who are HIV negative to take, which will prevent you from getting HIV, from the transmission. There's lots going on. People live entirely full, healthy lives, normal lives.
So don't be so scared that you don't go get tested.
Exactly.
Because it could be from sharing a needle. Sharing a needle or a bad blood transfusion, although that hasn't happened for
not for a long
time. But it's, there have been issues there, of course.
So grab a lock, take a picture, and show your support.
Yeah, show us for sure.
Yes,
Madonna had to cancel some Boston concerts.
All 3 of them.
3 of them.
All the entire run in Boston.
Yeah, she's overwhelmingly in pain.
Well,
she's overwhelmingly, her arthritis kicked up. I mean, let's face it.
She apparently had been complaining about some ligaments and her knees. Now, that's not the official reason, though. They just said exhaustion.
Won't say. There was a big, huge story that I read, and she said, "I'm going by doctor's orders." And she's very upset. Of course, she's apologizing. 3, she said, I have to adhere to the doctor's orders. And the sad news is that the canceled or postponed, not postponed actually, they're canceled because the venue is so packed because it's coming to the end of the year that there's no time to reschedule.
Not just that, Luann, she's on an 87 show tour. So she's booked. Like it's not like she can start inserting things in between.
You think she's sore now?
87 shows. She wraps up March 8th, 2020 in Paris.
Ooh.
Yeah. But
did you go see her?
Would I?
Yeah.
No. She previously canceled 2 shows already. 2 in Brooklyn. 3 shows she's canceled. 2 in Brooklyn, 1 in LA. Production, but also health. Well, do you not?
She's notorious for being late too.
2 hours
Like
late.
2 hours. I would be so ticked off. Like, seriously.
I would imagine she's going to get insurance for touring again. Because that's expensive. The tickets, never mind the ticket money being refunded.
Right.
The arena has to get money, Luann.
Right. Yeah.
So her insurance or Madge has to pay. Somebody has to pay.
Somebody has to pay.
The tour producer, whatever, has to pay for that venue. So her insurance company would cover illness and that stuff. But good luck getting insured again, Madge. If you're canceling that 6 shows in 1 out of 6 out of 87. It's almost 1/10.
Put your feet up, honey.
Yeah.
A huge thank you before we go to break to Casey Security for sponsoring the show for us every single morning of the week. We so appreciate you guys. Who's coming up?
Well, we've got a couple of students from the, what's it called? The
Public Relations
Event Planning Program.
Yes.
So they are putting on an event as a fundraiser for our friends at Habitat for Humanity.
And we feel bad for these students. That's why they're on the show, because they have to work with Gino Cavallo.
She's making fun.
We'll be right back.
been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
All right, look at who's here. I have Alyssa and I have Caitlin. Hi, ladies.
Hello, good morning.
Sioux College.
Sioux College.
Name the program again.
Public Relations and Event Management.
That was great. That was almost stereo. Okay, it's a one-year program.
Yes.
You've gone back to school for this program.
Yes,
You did
returning student.
Went around the world a little
Went
bit.
around the world.
Good for
Or at
you.
least Europe, yes.
Did some traveling in Europe, but now you're back in Sault Ste. Marie, your hometown.
Yes, hometown, born and raised.
Okay, and you were already at the college.
Yeah, I took office administration.
So this is all going to work together for you. You'll be able to do the administration as well, and all the office work as well as
that's
bossing
the plan.
people around. Which I asked them.
She's a great teammate.
I asked them. I said, "What led you to this program?" And you said,
I like to control things. I like to plan, you know.
And you also made Luann very happy because you said you like lists.
And we like ticking things off of lists,
It
even
gives
more
you a sense
so.
of accomplishment when you can scratch
Scratching it
that
off,
off.
scratching it off.
So how does it work with the program? So we know that Habitat for Humanity is what was been selected as the
Yes.
charity that you will be supporting with this event that you're doing.
Yes.
How does that happen? When do you find out? How much time do you have? How does the dynamic work? Who takes the lead? Let's start with, when did you find out that this was going to be your project?
Oh, we
About how
found
long
out
ago?
like a few weeks ago, maybe 6
Weeks, 6 or
Yeah,
7 weeks
7
ago?
weeks ago we found
But
out.
you knew coming into the program that this was going to be something you had to do.
Yes, that's kind of, it's like the big culminating thing of the first semester that we get to plan a fundraising event.
Fundraising event.
So-
But you didn't know what it was going to be for
No.
until about 7 weeks ago.
Yes.
Now, throughout the course of the year, are there other little events that you do where everybody gets a chance to sort of be a leader, or how does that work?
We have other group projects that we do. There's a lot of presentations to get us more comfortable and everything.
Right, okay. So for this particular project, Because this is how there's different groups of you. Obviously, you're not the entire class. The entire class doesn't work on this one event. A group of you do.
Yes, so the entire class works for Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, so the whole class is raising money and awareness for Habitat for Humanity, but then we're divided up into different groups doing our own individual events.
There's different events going on?
Yes.
The whole class does different events to support Habitat?
Yeah, so there's five altogether.
Oh my gosh! Are they all happening concurrently in the city between now and a certain date?
Yeah, the first one was yesterday.
Yeah, with our bake sale, and ours is the last event.
Yours is the last event, which is happening when?
December 7th.
Yeah,
okay,
which is a Saturday.
Are you almost ready to go? How much more do you have to do?
One more week. We're pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
We're working hard. We're working hard.
So are you the team leads on this one, or if there are 6 of you in your particular group, are you sort of the team leads? And how does that work, Alyssa?
Well, we all work together really, and we just guide each other along and help each other out.
A lot of brainstorming. Don't you? Okay, my experience when it comes to brainstorming is that it can be tricky when different personalities get involved. How do you overcome those kinds of things? How do you learn to work together? I mean, how does it?
I think the biggest thing, especially in our particular group, is we're really good at communicating with one another and being honest, and identifying individual strengths and weaknesses. Not everybody can do the same thing. So we've got a list of what everybody has to do, and we've allocated tasks.
And
that
people
make sense
volunteer
per
and say,
person.
"I'm good at that."
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And people admit if they're not as strong in a certain topic. So then it's good between 6 people, you can get it done.
Get it all done.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what you've decided. What is the project? What is the event?
It's called the Great Gingerbread Block Build, and it's a gingerbread competition hosted at Rome's.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you building in your
Upstairs at
gingerbreads?
Pardon?
You're building, what are you building?
Gingerbread houses.
Houses?
Yeah.
Houses.
Okay, that was pretty brilliant. Habitat for Humanity, and you've chosen to build houses that are gingerbreads to support Habitat. That's
Yes.
so cool.
Yes.
Okay, so it happens at Rome's. When?
Yeah. So Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
And the competition runs from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m.
So from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is basically registration or
Yeah,
what?
come get checked in.
Get your kits.
We'll get your kids, set you up, tell you about all the different rules because we've made a list of extra permits you could buy. So Alyssa's come up with some unique
it's
ideas.
like a real game thing.
Yeah.
So it's $5 a permit, and there's different things you can sabotage teams, make them wear mitts for a few minutes, and have to decorate with mitts, and it gets pretty competitive.
So the idea is to make it kind of competitive and for everybody to have fun and kind of interact with one another, and then make it
Spice it up. Where are you getting the gingerbreads?
Rome's is donating the houses, and then Feeding Your Soul is donating little cookies for kids to decorate.
Feeding Your Soul. We just had somebody on from Hogan's Homesteads, and they operate out of Feeding Your Soul. It's Mary, right?
Yes, Mary Greenwood.
I've had Mary's gingerbreads.
Oh, well, they're delicious. So the kids can decorate those delicious cookies.
Oh my goodness, the kids. So this is all ages?
So yeah.
Are there different team ages, or how do you do that? Do kids participate with adults, or what?
Well, initially the idea was that we were kind of gearing towards businesses, enrolling teams as a team building opportunity. But the way it's kind of happened is that families and friends and colleagues who aren't necessarily doing it through work are all coming together. So now it's kind of turned into just everybody getting together.
Every age.
Yeah.
Are there different prices for admission? Not admission, for registration, or is it one sort of by a team? How does that work?
It's $25 per team member.
That's nothing. $25 for a team, and you give the kit.
Team member.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
No,
we're raising funds
for
Habitat for Humanity.
Yes,
absolutely.
They're on their second build right now. They're almost done. They're working on the interior of the second duplex.
Yes, which we are just super excited that our program allows us to be planning a fundraising event, and then we get to help with building the houses and everything, giving money towards it. It's fantastic.
Have you met any of the families?
No, we haven't.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I get to meet them because tomorrow night is the Habitat for Humanity Builders Bash, the big gala up at Grand Gardens North, and I'm going to be emceeing the live auction.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, and I'm going to get to meet, I think, the families. So that's going to be fun.
That's so fantastic.
Okay, let's get back to you guys now.
Yeah.
It's about you.
Back to us.
It's hard for me to remember that. So you get the kits all included plus permits you buy. So you should bring some extra cash.
Bring some cash.
But you only have 2 vacancies. You've done so well with this.
Yeah, 2 more teams.
So people need to register. How do they register?
Or they can call me at 705-257-8089.
257?
8089.
8089.
Yeah.
And they can also follow us on Facebook as well. We've got a Facebook group, and they can message us on Facebook.
What's the group called?
So it's called the Great Gingerbread Block Build.
the Great Gingerbread Block Build on Facebook. You can register there. Once again, it's December the 7th at Rome's.
Yes.
I wouldn't imagine. Can people come and watch? That would be fun.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, we're offering also a People's Choice Award. So we're encouraging people to come in, have a look at the competition, give their vote for the best house. What? And we'll be giving out prizes and everything too.
Will you?
Yes.
What kind of prizes?
Oh, we've got like a variety of gift cards and gift baskets. Like,
so not only
lots of businesses have been donating things.
Businesses have been donating their support.
Yeah.
Now that's part of what you do for the event planning too. Is you've got to go out and get sponsorship and find businesses. How does that go for you?
Pounding the pavement.
What do you think? Is that how does the city react to this kind of stuff?
A lot of them are very supportive and they're interested in
and
it.
even if they can't, like even if maybe they've given too much already, everyone's been really receptive and kind.
Yeah, and a lot of folks will say, we've done our stuff for this year already, our budget's done, but come back next year.
Exactly.
Right?
Everybody's been super.
So if you're an individual or a family or a business and you want to get involved and help Habitat for Humanity and support the students at Sioux College in this great event, phone number again.
705-257-8089.
Facebook pages.
The Great Gingerbread Block Build.
And we'll see you at Rome. Sounds like a blast. And then you can eat the spoils of your
Yes, you definitely can eat it. And thank you again to Rome's for everything that they've been doing for us.
Absolutely. To Chris and the family at Rome's for always being so supportive.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Congratulations, and say hello to Gino from Luann.
Yes.
They are really great friends, actually. She teases him a lot. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
This is On TV.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
French toast day.
Yum.
You like French toast?
I never eat it though because I'm trying to stay away from carbs.
Oh.
Again.
I made something up and I thought I was so clever, but it wasn't just me. Apparently it's a thing. I had panettone, you know the bread, the Italian loaf bread you get, it comes in the boxes, and it's really inexpensive.
It's
like not expensive at all. And
lasts for years.
Panettone. I use panettone for French toast because it's already got like a citrusy flavor to it, right?
Yeah.
So I was just doing it like a regular French toast with egg and milk. Well, there's a recipe I found online where you put it in a pan, like a casserole dish, and you pour the egg and the milk and like some orange juice and stuff over it, and you could probably add some liqueur if you wanted to. And you
Merry Christmas.
Bake the French toast with panettone. Happy French Toast Day. Don't say I never gave you nothing.
You know what, too?
What, too?
Panettone is awesome for bread pudding.
Oh, I don't know what bread pudding is.
You don't know what bread pudding is?
No, what's
it's
bread
just
pudding?
like in the day, povera, poverty food, they used old bread and put custard on it, baked it, and called it a dessert.
Really?
With sugar and egg and milk. And,
so
yeah.
you home make your custard?
Yumma, yumma, yumma.
I could go
But
for
imagine, right, the citrusy flavor of the panettone.
We're going to weigh 1,000,000 pounds by the time Christmas gets here.
Already there! Hey, you know what? The Simpsons? The guy who created, the composer who created the theme song.
He's like 75 years old.
Yeah. It's been on since 1989.
Yes.
His name is Danny Elfman.
Oh, is he Jenny Elfman's brother? Anyway, that actress, Elfman.
Yeah.
I think so.
Don't know.
He's not that old, is he, Danny Elfman? No. Anyway, go on.
Thanks. In its 31st season. It's in its 31st season, and he says that he hasn't heard anything official, but he's feeling like from things that he's hearing that it's going to end soon after 31 seasons. And he also adds, I am flabbergasted it's still going. He figured it was such a goofy composition from his perspective that he figured it'd be like 3-4 episodes and then they'd cancel it. 31 years later.
I think I got him mixed up with somebody else. Remember I told the story once about somebody who wrote a theme song and he was getting fired because they were going a different direction? That was somebody else, wasn't it? Danny Elfman's still there. But he's brilliant because if you have the opening of The Simpsons, it's always like sometimes he uses different musical themes.
Yes.
He's so clever.
Yeah, he is. I like your mustache.
That's
cute. Yeah.
Okay, well, tomorrow's the last day,
I like how you
Lou.
got it. Oh.
How I trimmed down from my nose and trimmed up from my lip. Yeah, well,
that's very cute.
Movember ends on Movember the 30th. So you've got, if you want to pledge me, we're down to the last few days. It's just go to Movember.com. My name is Timothy Murphy. You'll see my profile page. I think I'm almost at $300.
What?
I'm so excited.
Oh, get him over the hump.
Please get me over the hump.
Sure.
And so tomorrow's going to be a very special mustache day. You'll have to tune in and see what I do with the mustache.
Are you going to shave it off?
No. Oh, I never thought about that. Why don't I do that on Monday?
Why don't I shave it off?
Why don't I do that on Monday's show? We could shave it off on Monday's show.
We could shave it off on Monday's show with a straight blade.
No, we're not. I'm not trusting you with a straight razor. You kidding me?
Oh, come on.
But anyway, pledge me. And also, on this day in history, this is always a fun one for us, right? In 1922, Captain Cyril Turner of the Royal Air Force gave the first skywriting exhibition in New York City, Luann.
Cyril, I remember him.
He spelled out, "Hello, USA, call Vanderbilt 7200. That's a phone number, Vanderbilt 7200.
Oh, okay.
47,000 people called.
What, for what though?
I don't know, let's try this. If you're watching the show right now, I'm spelling out, "Hello, Sault Ste. Marie, pledge me at Movember.com." And
You
let's
are shameless.
Get 47,000.
You are a shameless person.
You should. Oh, wait, I have to talk about the Rose campaign before
Hurry up.
The news is next, but first, watch this video because for Women in Crisis, we're talking about the 16 days of activism ending violence against women and gender-based violence. Please watch as Women in Crisis give away another bouquet of roses to a worthy Sault Ste. Marie resident. We'll be right back with the news after this.
Despite the snow, we're here today at White Pines to present these roses on day 4 of the 16 days of activism. This is a time to take action to end violence against women and girls around the world. 16 days, 16 women, 16 bouquet of roses. We at Women in Crisis, with the help of Superior Media, want to shine the light on the incredible actions of the individuals in this community who are working to end violence against women. These roses being presented are in memory of the 14 women who lost their lives on December 6, 1989, and in honor of all women who have died or endured gender-based violence. Come with us today as we present these to Ishan. We are here today with Ishan. Ishan, you have been nominated by a member of our community for your strength, your courage, your work and passion towards ending violence against women, and your dedication to bringing change for future generations. Specifically, you were nominated for empowering women to become independent and to speak against injustice. So thank you for being a light in this community.
I appreciate that. You know, women in crisis, they did so much thing, at least to me, and I appreciate that so much. You know, this is an honor for me. Thank you. Thank you.
Ishan is one of many who are working hard to end gender-based violence. Stay with us over the next few days as we continue to highlight those who are shining the light in this community. How can you help? Visit womenincrisis.ca today. Ending violence against women starts with you.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
The Repeat Offender Parole Enforcement Squad is requesting the public's assistance in locating a federal offender wanted on a Canada-wide warrant. Kenneth Frude is a 51-year-old male, 5'11", 152 pounds, with brown eyes and graying hair. Frude is currently bound by a long-term supervision order resulting from a 2-year and 6-month sentence for break and enter, sexual assault, and sexual assault with a weapon. The offender is known to frequent Kingston, London, Iroquois Falls, Timmins, the GTA, and other areas in Ontario. Police in Kingston say there are fatalities after a small plane crashed in a wooded area within the city limits. The police force said in a tweet late last night that the aircraft has been located and officers are securing the scene until Transport Canada arrives to join the investigation. Constable Ash Gutthein says the aircraft went down around the supper hour and residents of the area were not at risk. Investigators have not released information on how many people were on board. Police also won't release the make of the aircraft or say whether it's a private or commercial plane. Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland wrapped up a meeting yesterday in the American capital aimed at finding the bipartisan agreement needed to finalize a new North American trade deal, saying that they continue to make progress. The session involved U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Mexican Undersecretary for North America, Jesus Sayad. Freeland said she will continue to be in close communications with her counterparts during the next few days, but suggested no talks were planned for today because of the American Thanksgiving. She declined to confirm whether she would be hosting Sayad in Ottawa, even though the Mexican official himself said he planned to be there tomorrow. Officials from the continent's 3 countries held talks earlier yesterday in Washington on the final obstacle to ratifying the new United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, a sign of the dwindling American legislative calendar. Conservative leader Andrew Scheer has been working the phones to line up the opposition front benches as he gets set to reveal the team that will face off against the Liberal government starting next week. First up today is an announcement of his leadership team, the MPs who will actually marshal the Conservatives in Parliament. Later, he is to announce his picks for the Conservative shadow cabinet, which will include keeping some longtime critics in their roles and promoting other up-and-comers. According to several people who have spoken with Scheer in recent days but were not given permission to disclose the content of the calls, say those same calls are also including frank conversations about the debate raging over his leadership. Two people from Scheer's innermost circle, Hamish Marshall and Marc-Andre Leclerc, no longer have formal roles in guiding his political future. Marshall's contract as the Conservatives' national campaign manager has expired, and as for Leclerc, who had been Scheer's chief of staff, well, he was fired over the weekend. In addition to being his closest aides during the campaign, Marshall and Leclerc were instrumental in Scheer's razor-thin win over rival Maxime Bernier after 13 rounds of voting in the 2017 Tory leadership race. Bernier later quit and formed his own party. A former Ontario Liberal Environment Minister says Canada has waited too long for carbon taxes to be a real solution to the country's emission woes and must shift now its focus to massive government interventions to overhaul Canada's transportation systems and buildings. Glenn Murray was the Minister of Environment in Ontario in 2017 when the province introduced its short-lived cap-and-trade carbon pricing system, which was killed off by the new Tory government just over a year later. Murray, who is now working as a clean tech entrepreneur, says carbon taxes will take too long to work, given how quickly the planet is warming. It suggested that quadrupling the price from the planned $50 a ton in 2022 to $210 in 2030 would be enough to meet that goal. A federal analysis suggested setting the carbon price at $50 per ton could achieve about 40% of the emissions cuts needed to meet that existing 2030 goal.
Past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
One of my favorite actresses ever is Jennifer Garner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, when I was talking to her last night, she was talking about how she really enjoys going on Instagram, and she does all these goofy little videos. Like she gets her kids on there every once in a while. She showed how she got ready for Halloween, and she was a box of some kind, and just adorable, right? So Julie Andrews, Ms. Dame Julie Andrews, called her to surprise her.
What?
Yeah. You know why she called her?
Why?
Because Katie Couric suggested to Julie Andrews, you know what, she really likes you, give her a shout. So Jennifer posts pictures of her on the phone on her Instagram account. She's freaking out.
Oh my God.
She can't even believe it. My first thought would be, no, who are you really? Right? But she, like, there's one picture, she slides off the couch and she's just, like, I don't know how... She said the goosebumps were coming through her shirt.
How sweet of Julie Andrews to actually do that. The Katie Couric
Oh my God.
Katie Couric, could you tell Julie Andrews that
there's all the pictures
look
she
at her
posted.
falling off the couch. Look at her legs in the air.
Her legs in the air, and she's got her hand up the back of her boot. She just doesn't know what to do with herself. She just can't believe it.
I want Julie Andrews to call me.
Me too. I told Jennifer last night.
Julie Andrews.
Yeah. That's not very nice. She has a lovely voice.
She does. No, she can still sing a little bit. She's been singing within an octave.
Yeah.
I love her. I was just teasing.
She's beautiful. Such a classic, elegant woman.
Did you see the interview that talked about? I've got something else I got to talk about. But I saw an interview with Julie Andrews because she's been writing books with her daughter.
Oh.
And her daughter said to Julie, "Mom, you found a new way to use your voice." And Julie said, since her daughter said that to her, all of her anxiety and all of her feelings about her devastation about losing her voice because it was an accident during surgery, they nicked her vocal cord, and that is why she can't sing anymore. Because anyway, so she said, her daughter said that to her. You found a new way to use your voice, and that just did everything for Julie. She completely changed everything.
You can learn things from your children. You just have to listen.
Children will listen too.
Oh my gosh,
so what I wanted to say was, hey mambo, mambo Italiano. Hey mambo, mambo Italiano. Have some lasagna and I'll lay a kiss upon you. I just made this lyrics up. Who sang that? Remember?
Dean Martin.
He did so, and also Rosemary Clooney. And,
my dad's favorite was Rosemary Clooney.
And you know what else it is?
What?
It's a musical musical comedy. It's a comedy with a message of unconditional love and acceptance.
Oh.
It's at Sioux Theatre Workshop right now. My friend RJ Renner's in the cast, and he reached out to me saying, could you give us a plug? So here's your plug, RJ. It follows this family, Maria Barbieri and her husband Gino, and all about their family, their daughter, their son, and I've seen it I saw it in Toronto in Dinner Theatre. Very funny, great music, lots of laughs. And in Sault Ste. Marie, a story about an Italian family.
Come on.
It might resonate with you. We want to give away a couple tickets.
Oh, awesome. Good.
So here we go.
How do I win?
The mother and the father's name are Maria and Gino Barbieri. Maria and Gino. If you want to enter the contest, send an email to newsroom@siouxonline.com or timothy@superiormedia.ca, and all you have to say is Maria and Gino, and you will be entered in the contest. I'll do a draw. I'll announce the winners on Tuesday next week. Maria and Gino, Mambo Italiano at Sioux Theatre Workshop.
Easy peasy.
It opens on Wednesday, December the 4th and runs through December the 8th. Curtain up at 8 p.m. Doors open at 6:30, except for the Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets are available at the Community Theatre Center box office and at Sioux Theatre Workshop.
Terrific.
Yes. Coming up next, two young lawyers in Sault Ste. Marie are joining me to talk about
sharp
as tax. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that they do as lawyers, and I have some questions about wills. So we'll be back with that in just a moment.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. Lawyers are in the house. I better be on my best behavior. I have Kendall and Jesse from, name of the firm is?
O'Neill, De Lorenzi, Nanny.
Oh, where's the big thing? We're going to have a big thing come up behind us that says O'Neill, De Lorenzi, and Nanny. There's a couple of De Lorenzis?
Yeah, there's 2, Brian and Richard.
Okay, but the actual people who, there it is, look at that. Michael O'Neill, Brian De Lorenzi, and Michael Nanny. And then, hey, your names are up there too.
They sure are.
But you're not partners, are you?
No.
No. So what do you call yourselves?
We are associates.
Yeah.
Associates. How many associates are there?
I believe there are 4.
So there's 7 lawyers altogether at that firm?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
How many, and then under that, what do you have?
We have 1 articling student.
Yes.
She's doing her schooling in Thunder Bay.
Oh, okay.
And she's going back to finish her school.
And then she'll be joining us as a
Is she?
lawyer.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Very exciting.
She must be so happy to be able to know that already,
Yes.
to know before she graduates she has a
sure.
job.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Was that your case too? And you studied where?
I
2 different
studied,
places, right?
yes, so I did my undergrad in Guelph. And
4
then-
years.
4 years.
And then?
And then I went to law school in Windsor.
3 years.
And then I articled in Waterloo. And I
8 years.
Yeah, and I did know when I was in my last year I was going to go back to Waterloo.
You did, okay.
Yes.
No, and that's where you articled.
Yeah. And then I just moved home 5 months ago.
You came back to Sault Ste.
I
Marie.
did.
This is one of the people we love because she came back. You came back too.
I did. I've been practicing for 6 years.
You already?
Already, yeah.
He looks so young, doesn't he?
It seems like I just started, but
eh?
yeah. But I did my undergrad in Wilfrid Laurier in Waterloo.
Okay.
I did my law school at Michigan State University.
Oh, wow.
And then I did a year at Western Ontario Law School, and then came back and articled with the firm as well.
So you have 2 degrees.
I do, yes.
One in the U.S. and one in Canada.
Yes.
You had to probably come back and do some other courses to get you, because it's different laws, obviously, right?
Well, it's the same historical law, but I did the 1 year at Western, and that allowed me to write the bar.
Is it the same historical law because it all came from originally from the Crown, like in England?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That is.
So now, how do you decide? When do you decide when you're going to school what you're going to do? Because there's so many different areas of law to study.
Oh, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
Well, I decided in law school that I was going to do family law, practiced it in articling, and decided no. That's not for me.
Okay.
So then I switched, and
it's not that hard to do. You can switch.
Yeah, I think you can switch. Early on.
Yeah, you make the decision. Okay. Yeah. What about you? What did you?
I didn't really know. You can kind of pick in law school different courses you're interested in.
Yeah.
And then you just sort of decide as you take the course, this is interesting, this not so much.
Yeah.
Right, and then you try and find a job maybe in that field, or, for me it was you go into your articling, and that's when you actually get your first hands-on chance to do things in law, and that kind of helps tailor.
And then you can, I imagine it's like any other career, like an engineer or whatever, you can decide once you're working, hey, this sort of interests me, and then you move in that direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So articling's really good for that too, because you can figure out what you like, what you don't like. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. So now you call yourself what kind of a lawyer?
So I'm a solicitor. So
okay, what does that mean?
Okay, so I don't
solicit.
Yeah, I solicit work.
Okay.
No, so I do wills, estates, corporate, and real estate, but I don't really do any litigation or anything that.
So
goes
you don't
to
often go into courtrooms. You're really more,
Yeah, almost never, in fact.
Almost never.
Yeah.
So, and then what about you? Do you go into courtrooms?
I do.
Why? What do you do?
I'm on the litigation side, so we do really all types of civil litigation. primarily we're working in the employment, or I'm working in the employment law and personal injury side of things, as well as some insurance defense.
When you say employment law, does that mean if somebody's getting a job, so they're going to come to you and make sure their contract is all in line? Or if someone has, what if somebody has a worker has an issue with an employer? Is that also?
Yeah, we see people at the outside of their employment. They want to make sure, the employer is offering maybe what they should have. And then we see people at the end. Oftentimes, if they're being terminated, they're provided a package. They're unsure as to whether the employer is actually providing what they should based on the law. So they'll come in and see me. Sometimes the employer does, sometimes the employer doesn't, and it can result in litigation, or it can resolve at that point.
A lot of your time is spent then negotiating, sitting down with your client and whoever they're dealing with to see if you can avoid going to court.
Right. Yeah. That's the initial step in any litigation, really, is to try and work towards a resolution that both parties, can live with. Right. It's not always possible, and when it's not possible, you have to start a lawsuit.
And somebody has to make a judgment.
Right. Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah. In your case, it really is just making sure that all of the I's are dotted, T's are crossed.
Exactly, yeah. Helping you through buying a house, writing a will, but nothing in court, no negotiation.
Yeah, because it's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of know exactly what to expect and what's going to happen. Yeah.
I have another question for you. As young lawyers in Sault Ste. Marie, are you finding challenges in getting a client base? Is that... Or is it difficult? Let me put it this way: is it difficult for a young lawyer in Sault Ste. Marie to start up because we are a smaller community and people tend not to look outside of the people that they know? Is that fair to say?
Well, I think a lot of people do go to a firm based on who they know or where their parents went, but we're trying to really bring awareness to a lot of areas that we do too and solicit some new work there.
Right.
And part of it, coming home, at least for me, is I had a lot of friends still in Sault Ste. Marie. And so word of mouth, having friends, it's a good source or resource.
Right.
But sometimes, it's nice to branch out. And
we were talking before the interview, and you were mentioning, like in my family, my father's lawyer became our lawyer.
Yeah.
So for my mother's estate and all that stuff, and then carrying on, like I went to that same lawyer for when I bought a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could see that there's a bit of a challenge if you're not known to people in Sault Ste. Marie. So, do lawyers use social media now? Is that a tool you can use, or are lawyers using Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and stuff?
They are, actually. In fact, we just kind of got our Facebook page up and going again. We're going to be running a bunch of new promotions on it.
Essentially a relaunch.
Yeah. We've noticed there's been a big change. A lot of people are using social media now to kind of get the word out about
and lots of times people's first thing when they're looking for a lawyer is to type in Sault Ste. Marie lawyer, right?
Exactly.
And we want to be able to have our firm out there, let people know what we offer, and our Facebook page is one of the ways we're going to be doing that.
Before we go, I want to find out about misconceptions. Will is something that I need to do.
Yes.
I'm 57. I'm 57 years old and I don't have a will yet.
Well, you can do a will at any age. One of the biggest misconceptions is that you only should do it when you're older, but it's just good planning. It makes it so much easier for your family and loved ones if you do pass, and it's kind of a relief to have one.
I would imagine so. How much time do I have to spend with you?
Not that long, but you can come see me anytime.
Can I? You guys are you on March Street?
No, we're on Spring Street.
Spring is not that's mixed up.
Yeah.
You're on Spring Street.
Yeah, 116 Spring Street.
I think it used to be Cliff Printing at one time.
Yeah, we're right beside them.
Oh, they're still there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so if I want to get a hold of you, I just Google or go to
you can
look
Facebook. Yeah, you can go to our Facebook page. We have a website. It's Sue Lawyers, or you can give us a call.
Sue SAULT.
Yes. SAULT. Yeah.
SueLawyers.com.
Yep.
Or the Facebook page.
Or you can give us a call.
Give you a call.
Yeah.
And so, will you come back on the show and talk a little bit more about specialty stuff? I'd like to talk more about wills and about estate planning or that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, we'd love it. This is fun.
Yeah. Okay, well, no, because seriously, our viewers are interested and I'm interested, and I've got a partner now, and something might happen to me. I want to make sure that everything is taken care of, and I haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
it's always good to be prepared.
It is. Be prepared.
Yeah.
Okay, come back. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you very much.
Jesse, we'll be back with Luann to say goodbye right after this. So if you want to be secure in your life, get a lawyer, get a will, make sure your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted, and make sure you contact KC Security, because they're our sponsor for the show, and they'll make sure you stay safe.
As always, thank you hugely, yes it is a word, to KC Security. Thank you for watching as well. We're going to be here tomorrow morning live at 8 o'clock.
Friday.
So join us then.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.